Thank you for tuning in to your daily Wallops weather briefing for Monday, August 3rd. We have a lot to talk about in today's briefing as we are going to be in the calm before the storm as we go through today, and then as tropical storm Isaias continues to parallel the east coast. Currently, it's offshore of Georgia. We are going to be seeing conditions here really deteriorate tonight and into the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow. And by the mid-morning hours of tomorrow, we are expecting periods of strong gusty winds up to tropical storm force, some brief heavy rain, and even the possibility of a tornado or two across the Delmarva and especially across the Wallops region. Let's take a quick look at our surface analysis this morning. There's Tropical Storm Isaiah just off the coast of Georgia or northern Florida as of 9Z this morning. We do have this weak front that's across the Appalachians, and that's going to help to continue to keep this storm paralleling the coast. It is pretty weak, so it is going to make landfall today somewhere near the North Carolina-South Carolina border, and then pick up speed a bit as it continues to move north-northeastward, and in the center of it, it's going to likely cross over the Delmarva, maybe even over the Salisbury region, and seeing those impacts with gusty winds and heavy rain as we go into tomorrow morning and throughout into early tomorrow afternoon. Let's just take a quick look at our satellite this morning. We do have some low clouds between about 2,000 to 4,000 feet across the area. Starting to see a couple little isolated showers pop up here and there with these clouds building as it is very moist out there. We do have some other thunderstorms developing across the Outer Banks, and that will continue to move north throughout the day today as well. Otherwise, just seeing a partly to mostly cloudy day today, not too bad. Heat index values could get up to 100 degrees briefly this afternoon, but we aren't going to really see any good chances of rain until we get into late this afternoon, and then chances will be increasing throughout the overnight hours as the storm approaches. Let's take a quick look at Tropical Storm Isaias. Not looking too great on satellite this morning. Here it is just off the northern Florida coast. It isn't expected to re-intensify just a little bit before it makes landfall later this evening tonight across the North Carolina-South Carolina border. We are still seeing some convection around it, and it does look like it could possibly be starting to get a little bit more organized as we see a little bit of a burst of convection across the center of the storm. But it's going to continue to move north as we go into today and into tonight. Here's the National Hurricane Forecast as of 8 a.m. It has it making landfall around midnight tonight across near that North Carolina South Carolina border. Then it's going to pick up speed and move northeastward towards our area, and you could see how it is going to pass right over the central to northern Delmarva. The center of it is. We could even be seeing the center of the storm pass right over the Salisbury region. And then that's going to put the Wallops area into a very favorable quadrant for some thunderstorms, very strong tropical storm wind gusts, possibly in excess of 55 miles per hour as we go into the mid-morning hours and through lunchtime tomorrow. That's going to be our best time to see those stronger winds. Let's take a brief look at our upper level wind forecast before talking about more of Isaias in today's forecast. Going to be looking at southwesterly winds pretty much across the entire column this morning. They are running pretty unilateral as far as speed goes too, running around 20 to 25 knots between 1,000 to 16,000 feet, and then about 30 knots from the 20 to 25,000 foot level. Seeing our freezing level this morning just below 14,000 feet. For today, going to be looking at a high of 89 degrees this afternoon. We'll start to see some chances for isolated showers in the early afternoon hours. Could be seeing a very slight chance of a thunderstorm across the area, only around a 15% chance, and then those shower chances will carry throughout the rest of the late afternoon hours and starting to increase after 8 p.m. and then starting to really see those heavy rains after about 4 a.m. We're going to be seeing rain likely as well as some thunderstorms. Heavy rain will be increasing. It does look like the best time for heavy rain will be between about 6 a.m. and through about lunchtime. That looks like our best chance to see some thunderstorms. And there is also going to be the chance of an isolated tornado as we go towards the mid-morning hours tomorrow too, as it is the track is going to place Wallops in an ideal location, which is not too atypical for these tropical storms in the quadrant that Wallops is going to be in. We're going to see that low of 76 degrees tomorrow. Winds today are going to be southwesterly around 8 to 13 knots and gusty, shifting southerly by the mid to late afternoon hours. They won't start really increasing until after midnight tonight, and then by mid-morning tomorrow, we'll see those gusts around 35 miles per hour or so by 8 a.m. And then once we get towards the late morning hours around 10, that's where we're going to really start to see those wind gusts increase to possibly 55 miles per hour or higher, especially right on the immediate coastline where the island is. That's looks to be our best chance to see those very high tropical storm wind gusts for tomorrow. Taking a brief look at our terminal forecast, currently just seeing a few scattered clouds at 2,000, 4,000 feet. We are seeing those clouds become broken at times. Afternoon, we're going to see some mid-level clouds moving to the area with those continued clouds near 2 to 4,000 feet. And then as we go into this evening, as showers increase, we'll see those ceilings drop below 1,000 feet at times, and possibly even below 500 feet when we get to any heavy rain as we go into the pre-dawn hours of tomorrow. Still seeing tides normal along the Delmarva Atlantic coast out there. Doesn't look like we're going to see those southeasterly winds increase for long enough to really present any big tidal problems, as it's going to be only a few hours that we're going to see these impacts from the storm, as Isaias looks like it's going to make its way well north of the region by Tuesday evening, and then we're really going to see a very pleasant Tuesday night as the impacts are going to be well north of the area, seeing those winds light and then seeing some clear skies too. So before we get to the 7-day forecast, let's talk a little bit more about Tropical Storm Isaias. There is a possibility that it will continue to increase over the next several hours, intensify a little bit over the next several hours before it makes landfall. It could become a Category 1 hurricane again, but by the time it gets over land, it will return to a tropical storm status. The winds are going to be reinforced a bit by that upper level trough that it's interacting with, and that's making the wind forecast a little difficult at this time, as it could enhance those winds a bit, especially, like I said, right along the coast where the island is. Could be seeing those wind gusts as high as 65 miles per hour, maybe even a little higher for a very, very brief period. Let's take a look at some short-term models here. This is our short-term HRRR model. And this is starting at 2 p.m., going into 4 p.m. We'll start to see some showers and thunderstorms across the region. Doesn't look like most of the thunderstorm activity is going to be to the west of Wallops, but we are going to see some showers and still a slight chance of an embedded thunderstorm as we go throughout the late afternoon period. As we go into this evening, we'll see those showers increase, also starting to see some thunderstorms increase as well. This is 4 a.m., and that's where we're going to start to see the bulk of the energy from Isaias start to approach the region. This is 6 a.m. We'll start to see those thunderstorms increase. And then as we go into 8 a.m., we're going to see this band start to move across the tidewater and then up the Delmarva. This band right here that we're showing on 8 a.m. is current. It's this model is depicting it to be across the tidewater or far southern Delmarva by 8 a.m. and then moving towards our area between about 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. If we do get any isolated tornadoes, this is going to be the best opportunity to see them as we get to this band here. They could come in the form of a landfalling waterspout as well. So that will be something to keep an eye on tomorrow as we get those enhanced dynamics. And we can, as we go throughout the day, we'll see the center of Isaias pass over the central Delmarva there. And this is middle of the day, still going to be seeing those winds and heavy rain. But as we go towards the late afternoon, here's 4 p.m. That storm's going to be well north of the area, and those winds should die down pretty quickly. Also going to be seeing those skies clear out as well by tomorrow evening. Let's take a quick look at our wind gust products for Isaias as we go. Starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow, that's where we're going to start to really see those winds start to ramp up quickly. Seeing wind gusts 35 miles per hour or so by 8 a.m. Tuesday, and then we'll see those stronger gusts arrive around 10 a.m. So this is depicting some wind gusts in excess of 60 or 70 miles per hour. I believe this would be the worst case scenario on this particular model, but you can see it's definitely a possibility, and we've seen lots of different solutions on our models on what the max wind speed could be. And it really is going to depend on the exact track this takes, how well it holds together once it gets over land, and how much of an impact that trough that's going to be helping to reinforce it is going to have on those winds. One other product I want to look at here is our a helicity product. This is something we like to look at to measure the shear in the atmosphere for any sort of rotation that might occur in storms. So as we go towards 8 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to really see those helicity values go off the charts as we go towards 10 a.m. And that's where we're going to see the best chance around the 10 a.m. hour of seeing an isolated tornado across the region, or maybe even a landfalling waterspout, as it's looking like some decent chance of that occurring, at least in one or two spots across the Delmarva and more likely across the Tidewater. So let's take a look at a little bit long range once we get through with this tropical storm. So here's Isaias tonight, and this is going into 8 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be moving up the Tidewater, crossing the Delmarva or perhaps over the Chesapeake by the early afternoon. And then that heavy rain will continue. We're going to be seeing likely an inch or two across the Wallops, and then we'll see more heavier rain the more west we go towards the Delmarva, likely seeing maybe upwards of 4 inches of rain across Salisbury tomorrow. But like I said, it's going to be fast moving. By tomorrow evening, we're going to see things really clear out. Those winds are going to die down pretty quickly, only getting down to around 5 to 10 miles per hour for Wednesday night. Also seeing those skies clear out as well. As we go into Wednesday, we're going to be seeing a return to a more traditional summertime weather with some pop-up showers and thunderstorms across the region. And then that looks like it's going to continue as we go into Thursday, as we have some frothiness that's going to be hanging out across the area. And that's going to combine with continued high moisture values across the region, as well as that daytime heating and some light flow. So expect some daily chances for showers and thunderstorms Wednesday through Saturday, as looking like we're going to see that moisture really stick around. And then as we go into Sunday, maybe finally starting to see things dry out as we get a little bit of upper level ridging building to help suppress some of that convection, and seeing things dry out, leaving a little bit more than that as we go into Monday. So doing our 7-day forecast here, we're going to see those showers this evening as Isaias approaches the region with a high of 89. Tomorrow, looking at a high of 82. We're going to see those tropical storm conditions that we've been talking about, looking at very heavy rain, especially in the morning hours and through the early afternoon. Then that rain will taper off as we get closer to sunset. Seeing those wind gusts in excess of 55 miles per hour, especially on the immediate coastline. As we go into Wednesday, we'll see things become more seasonable for this time of year, high of 89 with the chance of some pop-up afternoon thunderstorms. Then scattered showers and thunderstorms will continue every day as we go Thursday through Friday, as we see that upper level trough hanging around, giving us some dynamics, as well as that continued low level moisture that's going to be rather high across the region. Seeing daily highs in the mid to perhaps upper 80s, lows will be in the mid 70s each day. Saturday, we'll see things try to dry out a bit, only seeing some isolated showers and storms for Saturday. And then Sunday looks like we'll see things drying out a little bit more, only seeing around a 50% chance of an isolated pop-up thunderstorm for Sunday. And then temperatures, like I said, for Thursday through Sunday are going to be pretty persistent into the mid 80s. That will do it for your daily weather briefing. Have a great day.